All right. Give me a moment. Just need to get some stuff set up. What's up, everyone? Let me go get my light. I'll be back in like a minute. Sorry, I was just upstairs recording a recipe video that's coming out on Monday. My daughter did not want to go to sleep, and so it ended up being very late. Yeah, the recording started very late, and I just finished it up like literally a minute ago. It's for this mac and cheese recipe. Actually, it's my mac and cheese recipe and Deb Perlman's mac and cheese recipe. It's coming out on Monday. It's meant to, the video is going to coincide with the release of our new podcast, which is called The Recipe. And the first episode of that podcast is also coming out on Monday, and it's about mac and cheese. And we're sort of comparing, talking shop about how recipe developers develop recipes. And so we're comparing our mac and cheese recipes and the development process of them, and we sort of each cooked each other's. But I made a video that's going along with it, and I was just finishing it up upstairs. So I'm going to grab my light. I will be back in like literally a minute. All right. In the meantime, you can do what I did when I first bought this game in 1991 or 92, whenever it was. Or I guess when my grandmother first bought me this game. I remember she bought it for me for Christmas the year it came out. So it must have been December of 1992, I think. But we bought it at the Toys R Us in Paramus in New Jersey. And I read the manual on the way home. And as soon as I got home, I popped it in. And as I always did in those days, I didn't touch the controller until I made sure that I'd seen every sort of introductory cutscene. All right, let me see if I can pull up my chat window here so I can see what everyone's doing. Chat. Oh, how do I get you to dock? I want the chat to dock here. Dock. There we go. All right. And then let me just quickly drop a link to this stream in my other YouTube channel in case anyone wants to join in. And then we'll get going. Thank you for your patience. Go over to Kenji Lopez Alt, my main account. All right, and thank you to everyone who voted on what game I should be playing. I was kind of not sure what I was going to play today, and it turned out A Link to the Past is what people were calling for. I wanted to play one of the old SNES games because I haven't played through these in a while. And let's create an Instagram post also just in case. Ah, no, screw that. All right, let's just go. Let's just go, right? All right, here we go. Who's Geyser? I don't know who Geyser is. That's not me. Let's erase whatever that is. We will be... We had this thing when we were little that all of our characters were named Brute or Bert or Brutus. I don't know why we did that, but that's what my dad always called our characters. And so I just kind of kept that. I will get to Mega Man X someday. All right, help me. Please help me. Is the audio all good right now? Good for everyone? I remember it was when we played Final Fantasy 1, and I think the characters could only have 4-letter names, and we called them Bert, B-E-R-T, Bert, B-U-R-T, Brute, B-R-U-T, and something else I can't remember. Maybe it was Brat. Please help me. Yes. This is the weird Zelda where Link has pink hair. Which, it wasn't obvious the first time you played through it that his hair is pink. It looks just like, you know, it's like, at least on the little CRT TVs, you know, the TVs I used to play on. It wasn't obvious that his hair was pink, but then you look at it and it's like, oh yeah, his hair is very pink. I don't know why his hair is pink. The podcast will not be on YouTube. The podcast will be on wherever you get your podcasts, you know, so... oh, I can't use anything right now, huh? No, the podcast will be, you know, on Apple Podcasts, on Spotify. I don't know where people get their podcasts. I listen on Apple usually, Apple Podcasts, but anywhere where you get your podcasts. It's called The Recipe with, it's called The Recipe with Kenji and Deb, although I had pushed to have it called The Recipe with Deb and Kenji. But I got vetoed, and you know, it was a room full of women telling me that I couldn't call it the recipe with Deb and Kenji. So it's like, well, I guess I can't. I don't want to exercise my male privilege and tell them that they can't put my name first, and so I didn't. But you know, I still call it the recipe with Deb and Kenji sometimes. All right. Oh, to people who have never played this game, I know all the secrets, so I'm just gonna go straight through. I'm probably not gonna. You know, I'm not going to pretend to poke around looking for the mystery hole. Happy birthday, Jake Silva. It's my daughter's birthday today also. You have to wonder what happened to the uncle that he made it up to here but couldn't go past this empty hallway. And what does he mean there? Zelda is your what? Zelda is your density? Zelda is your sister? Lots of unanswered questions here, huh? Ooh. And pretty dumb guards, too. Zelda is your middle name. What's my favorite rap album? I honestly don't listen to too much rap. No, I don't have anything against it. I just don't listen to much of it. So I couldn't tell you what my favorite rap album is. I do remember the first time I played this, I spent ages just basically doing this. You know? Poking every blade of grass, because in the original Zelda, it's like you had to go and burn every bush because you never knew where there was a secret hidden. And you know, in this one, they try and at least telegraph the secrets a little bit better than they did in the original Zelda, so it's not quite as random. All right, here we go into the castle. What a good soundtrack. Koji Kondo. Koji's my grandfather's name and also my son's name. All right, I don't actually remember exactly where, what order you're supposed to go into these places here. I'm not sure that it matters much. Which Zeldas have I played? I've played every Zelda other than the ones on portable systems. So I have not played like, you know, Spirit Tracks or Minish Cap or Oracle of Seasons or I have played the Link's Awakening, you know, the remake on Switch. But I didn't have any. I didn't play the ones on the Game Boy. I haven't played any of the mobile versions of Zelda. So, but I played all of the sort of mainline series, all the the console series, and of those, this is up there as one of my favorites. This and probably Breath of the Wild are my favorites. I preferred Breath of the Wild to the newest one, although actually I haven't completed the newest one. I've gotten 3 of the 4 dungeons completed, but I haven't gone to the desert yet, and I haven't defeated Ganon yet. I don't know. I've probably filled in 90% of the overworld map and the sky map, and maybe 50% of the underground map, but I'm missing a few key things. I've enjoyed it. It's definitely more of a commitment than Breath of the Wild. I've played Hyrule Warriors, yes. It's okay, yeah. It's not exactly my style of game. And I do find that, on Switch, it gets a little... When there's a lot of enemies around, it gets a little... there's a little bit of jumpiness, But, yeah, it's a fine game. It's just very different from all the other Zelda games, obviously. Wind Waker. I'm a big fan of Wind Waker. I know that one's a kind of divisive choice, but yeah, I remember when I got my GameCube, and I think I can't remember what disc it was, but there was one disc I got for the GameCube that had a preview of Wind Waker on it, and it was like it blew my mind, like seeing the seeing the big bird flying and like seeing the cell shaded graphics. The cell shaded graphics were kind of a new thing then, and it completely blew my mind. That it was like a here's this like cartoon that you can control. And then playing it, I found to be equally enjoyable. I thought Wind Waker was a great game. I wasn't bothered by a lot of the things that people seem to be bothered by it. Like floating around in the ocean for a long time. I didn't mind doing that. I didn't feel like the world was empty. I liked it. I also really enjoyed the music in Wind Waker. I like the animation. I like the music. I liked everything about it. I wish I have Wind Waker HD for the Wii U. I wish there was a way to play it on my Switch because I don't like having to pull out the Wii U and plug it in whenever I want to play that game. But I'm sure it'll come out one day and they'll charge like $70 for it or something. Luckily, I don't think it's one of those ones that needs to be like remade. The graphics will hold up even by modern standards. Yes, I like Beetle and Wind Waker. It also had a pretty interesting story, The one, what I would hope, what I do hope, if they do ever make it, maybe it'd be cool if when you go underwater to Old Hyrule, if you could actually get out of the castle and explore Old Hyrule underwater, Oh, I loved Metroid Dread. Yeah, Metroid Dread was good. It was different from Super Metroid, obviously. Like the older Metroid games, it's a little bit more of a, it feels like you're a little bit more on rails. Like they really lead you to where you're supposed to go, so you don't have to do as much exploration. But I frankly, I didn't mind that. I thought it had a good balance of exploration and really great gameplay. Obviously, like really nice tight controls. Metroid Dread was great. I would play through that one again for sure. I think I've played it twice. Yeah, I beat it once. Like right when it came out, I played it through basically nonstop. I beat it over a couple days, and then I played it again with my daughter because she was interested in it. I have played Hollow Knight. Someone asked me this last time. Hollow Knight was one of those games. Yeah, I've played it. I have not beaten, like anyone who's played Hollow Knight knows it's a very difficult game. I haven't beaten like all the the most difficult versions of it, but I've gotten at least a couple of the endings, the easier endings, But I didn't have the patience to really get good, as they say. I got good enough is what I got. Castlevania. I've played all the original Castlevanias. Castlevania 1, Castlevania 2, Simon's Quest. Castlevania 3, and then Castlevania 4 on the Super Nintendo. I played those, and then I bought like the collection, the Castle, whatever, the 6-game collection, or maybe there's a couple different collections. Oh, I always used to do this also. Doesn't do anything for you, but it's just fun to open curtains. The collections that they had on the Switch, so I think it had a bunch of the old, the ones that came out for other systems. So I played through a bunch of those, but I don't remember which ones. I haven't played Outer Wilds. Nope, I've not played Outer Wilds. I don't know if I played Rondo of Blood. Maybe. Is that the one that came with that? Was that the one that was on? Where are you, base? Was that the one that was originally on the TurboGrafx 16 on the PC Engine? I might have played that one. I'm not sure. I had a Turbo Express when I was a kid, or I guess when I was like 13. Begged my parents for Christmas. I got a Turbo Express, which was like a super cool handheld system that had a battery life of like 4 minutes. But it played all of the Hue cards, all of the full TurboGrafx 16 games in handheld in full color. There's some good games on there. Blazing Lasers. Bonk. Symphony of the Night, yeah. Outer Wilds. What is Outer Wilds? What type of game is Outer Wilds? Oops. Outer Wilds is a space adventure. Huh. Alright. Is it on Switch? Oh, come on. You get killed by rats? Where's the light? There it is. I feel like one of these rooms you come back to later when you have bombs and you get something out of it, but I can't remember where it is. Outer Wilds is a puzzle adventure. Yeah, I like puzzle adventures. Oh yeah, here's the bomb room where maybe it's like a you charge at it room. Oh, come on, you. This game, I mean, I very distinctly remember, sitting in the car, coming home with it from Toys R Us. If you, if you weren't around in the 80s and 90s, what you used to do was you would go to Toys R Us. I guess they still do it at like Target and stuff, but you go to Toys R Us and they would have all the games there, and then they would have like the playable console set up for you. And you could go and try out the games. I guess they do. Yeah, they still do that, right? They have the playable consoles there. Obviously, they still do. But then you would get you'd pull off a little ticket from the from the display and bring it up to the front, and then they'd hand you your game. And back in the day, games used to have manuals that actually told you how to play them and would give you some of the backstory. These days, games don't have manuals. I'm gonna pull this anyway. Is it bombs or is it ropes? It's ropes, right? Yep, high ropes. Those snakes are called rope, right? I think so. Anyhow, reading the manual was like, a high quality manual was like, like a little comic book. And Zelda has some really high quality manuals. Had all the backstory, told you the names of the enemies.
grab my drink. Hold on.
That's also how I played Sonic. I would go to Toys R Us and play Sonic and Altered Beasts because I didn't have a Genesis. Specific soundtrack. Yeah, the first soundtrack I remember being completely blown away by is the Final Fantasy II, aka Final Fantasy V soundtrack. Maybe I'll play through that sometime. But that one was, woo, that one like blew my mind. And then of course Final Fantasy VI has an amazing soundtrack also. Alright, what am I supposed to do again? Oops, no, I'm supposed to continue game. How do you get the map up? Oop, not like that. Aha. Alright, go to the town, right? I mean, obviously Zelda has a great soundtrack too, and this one in particular has a great soundtrack. And the the MIDI orchestration on SNES is pretty great. Nice instruments. I preferred Breath of the Wild to Tears of the Kingdom. Can I do anything in here yet? Great, thanks. Chrono Trigger had a pretty cool soundtrack. Yeah, Chrono Trigger is pretty cool. Had that nice mix of like, classical and like kind of techno-ish. Oops. How do I get my map again? There we go. Yeah, Chrono Trigger soundtrack was pretty good. That one I have not played in a very, very long time. Master Sword, blah, 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 blah. Okay. The Master Sword, I think, was introduced in this game, right? I always thought it was funny. Your choices are yes, I understand, or not at all. Like it's not. You couldn't basically get it, but want some clarification. It's either you get it or not at all. Yo, Bert. Yeah. Hate a bright light. Look at that. Clue, huh? That was the other thing I distinctly remember was getting to like the third castle in this, the third dungeon, and thinking, oh, I guess the game's over now. But then it's not. Then there's a whole new world that opens up, and boy, is it a big world. How do I get those other ones? Let's see. Alright, so I want to push this down. I want to push this down, that across, that there. There we go. Look at me puzzle solving. Alright. I don't play I haven't played any of the Final Fantasies beyond 7. I've tried. I've given a couple of them a go, but I just haven't really gotten it. Once it turned into like an action RPG instead of a turn-based RPG, I just wasn't for me. I can't even remember what I'm supposed to do now. Am I supposed to go talk to her again? The map says to go here, right? I know I'm supposed to go in and, the Elder. Okay. Well, all right. All right, so maybe I'll try and Go look for the Elder, huh? Yeah, of course I played Super Mario Brothers 3. Who didn't play Super Mario Brothers 3? I haven't tried speed running a game. I don't know. That's not really my. Doesn't particularly. The idea doesn't really appeal to me. You know, the closest I would get to speed running was when I had my Turbo Express, and I was using it in the car, and like, you know, the batteries would really last like 40 minutes, and so I would like have to, if I played Bonk's Adventure as fast as I possibly could, I could beat it. I could beat it before the batteries run out. That was the closest I would come to speed running, just out of necessity, you know. I do like the if anyone listens to what's the channel called, 8-bit Theory or something like that. It's a music theory channel where called 8-bit something, but he analyzes video game music. He does a really good job of it. I watch a lot of I don't watch a lot of cooking YouTube actually, but I watch a lot of music theory YouTube. I watch a lot of video gaming YouTube, and a good deal of sort of, you know, nerdy science stuff YouTube. Oh, that's where the guy is. Okay. Yeah, 8-bit music theory. All right. Got our bombs. All right, there's a couple things we can do now with those bombs, I think. Right in this town. Pretty sure I can get in there. Pretty sure. Ooh, all kinds of stuff. Well, I guess there's bombs that I don't need. I have an original NES that still works. You can't really connect it to anything, I don't think. Well, unless you have a really old TV or a converter of some kind. There's where's the other room that we can get into? Not this one. I have an old Nintendo and an old SNES as well. Is there anything I can do in here? I guess, you know, one time I did not speed run, but, you know, I remember I once beat the original Legend of Zelda in like, I don't know, maybe 4 hours because I was homesick from school, and I beat it in the time that like my mom went out to run an errand and came back. Mario 1. I wouldn't even know how to speedrun that. Are you allowed to like clip through walls and stuff when you're speedrunning? Or is that like, do they allow that kind of stuff in speedrunning? I guess there's probably different categories, right? Yeah, I definitely have no interest in like speedrunning a game if it involves glitches. I just like to play games for fun. Yeah. I've recently gotten into a channel called Retro Bird. I don't know how old this channel is, maybe a couple years old, but I only started watching it a couple months ago. He's very funny. I find him to be extremely funny. If you're a fan of like old Disney goofy cartoons, you know, from like the 1940s, like The Art of Skiing or The Art of Fishing, those goofy cartoons, I find his humor to be sort of similar to those, but he does a good job talking about retro games, and I enjoy his work. And he's as wholesome as can be. I'm drinking tonight. Yes, I'm not drinking alcohol. I'm drinking Athletic, which is a non-alcoholic beer. I quit drinking alcohol. Why does this guy have 6 beds? I like the video game historian. He has a good channel. Look at this drunk guy. All right, let's go get that treasure chest. Is the Xbox 360 retro? I don't know. I've got an Xbox 360. It's like one of the few non-Nintendo products I owned is an Xbox 360 because my wife worked at Microsoft for a little while, or did an internship there, and they gave her an Xbox 360. So we have that, and I have a PS4 because a friend bought it for me for my birthday a long time ago. Mainly because he wanted someone else to play games with. But yeah, the PS4 has been fun. I guess there's some fun games on there. I like all those, those Mad Dog, the Last of Us, and all the Nathan Drake series. I like those. All right, let's see if I can. Is this the shooting gallery or is the shooting gallery below? Oh, do I do it? Do I do it? All right, I'll do one. I can't even remember if there is a. Okay, is there a heart piece in one of those? I don't think so. I can't remember. I'm not gonna waste my money doing that right now. I will do the. I will try the shooting gallery. Look at this guy, not talking with his brother. Are they still angry? Wouldn't it be great if, like, if this is how psychologists work? If, like, you're having a fight with your spouse and you go see, like, a couples therapist and they're like, well, did you block the doors to your room? Yes. Well, okay. Just bomb it. You guys will get back together. Right. Yay. All right. Just need one more, huh? Bombing is my love language. Come on, man. Ah, Jesus. Should we go see the flute boy? I don't think there's anything you can do with this guy yet, huh? I don't think there is an explanation for the pink hair. I don't know why Link has pink hair. To look cool. Yeah, I played Super Mario Brothers. I beat it. Super Mario Brothers Wonder. It was pretty good. I didn't go crazy for it the way some people seem to have. You know, a lot of people seem to think it's like, you know, the best thing ever. I actually really enjoyed the the new Super Mario Brothers series, which some people were down on, which I only found out recently that people were down on that. But no, I liked the new Super Mario Brothers series. I found some of the later levels of new Super Mario Brothers Wii to be extremely challenging in a very fun way. There's that one level where it's like all piranha plant, black piranha plants that are buried, that are covered in ice, and so you and a bunch of other piranha plants that are spitting fire, And so they melt, and you have to run through the whole thing really quickly because all the piranha plants are melting, and there's no place to stand other than on frozen blocks of ice. That game took me a long time. That level took me a long time. I had fun doing it. Super Mario Brothers Wonder I thought was pretty good. I didn't think the level design was as sort of tight as, you know, something like Super Mario World or even the new Super Mario Brothers series. I felt like some of the levels kind of were a little short and a little, I don't know, just like not quite as cleverly planned as they could as other games in the series. The Wonder elements were fun. And it was fun, and I like playing multiplayer, and I like that you don't run into each other the way you do in the new Super Mario Brothers series. That was the most annoying thing, playing with like 4 people in the new Super Mario Brothers series, and you just bump into each other all the time. 3D Mario is pretty good. I've tried playing through Mario 64 again a few times. I find it very hard to play these days because of, well, I don't know, just because it's, you know, the first 3D, one of the very first 3D games, 3D console games, and it just doesn't, I don't think the controls hold up particularly well. Certainly the camera doesn't hold up very well. Blue Yoshi is clearly the best Yoshi. I mean, that's not even a close call. Blue, then red, then yellow. I guess yellow's okay. It maybe blue, then yellow, then red, because yellow, you know, red. The problem is that no matter what shell you get, you can't do that trick where you duck and spit it out to suck it back in and use it again, because it just comes out as a fireball. So, you know, in that sense, red Yoshi's not great. Yellow Yoshi's okay because you can at least get a blue shell, but you know the point of. Did I just jump off where I'm not, where I don't want it? I guess I can go back over here. Blue Yoshi, by far the best Yoshi, because you can fly. And who doesn't want to fly? Oh, I can't pick that up yet. All right, I gotta go back. Yeah, I wish they did have Super Mario Galaxy 2 on the 3D All Stars. All right. Series of fetch quests, huh? I don't know what a randomizer for Link to the Past means. Yes, I've played Majora's Mask. That is the one of Zelda games I'm probably least familiar with, though. I think I've only played it once in high school. I remember when I played it, I beat it, and then I wanted to go and find all the heart pieces, and you know, this is pre-internet days, or at least dawn of internet days, and so. I think we went to like an AOL chat room and like found a written guide for it and then printed it out. We printed it out like in an old, you know, ribbon printer that we had. And I remember reading through that guide. You know, it had like a 75-page printed out guide to finding all the heart pieces, which I did. And you know, getting like the, what's it called, the demon mask or whatever it was, the god mask at the end. Yeah, Majora's Mask was a pretty fun one, if I remember right. I should play that one again. I've never played a single Pokemon game. That was after my time, I think. All right. This one, I don't remember how to beat it, so we'll just beat it the old-fashioned way. We'll explore. Oops. All right. Well, it's not those ways. Yeah, Pokemon has been around for decades, but by not my time, I guess I mean maybe it came out when I was in college or something, and I wasn't playing that many console systems in college. I don't know. Ooh, for some reason, I never got into Pokemon, or maybe it seemed like a kid thing or something when I was a little older. I don't know. I really don't know why I'd ever played Pokemon. I would probably enjoy it, right? Oop. Come on. Oops. My favorite Final Fantasy is 6, and 6, then 5, then 7, then 1. I played like 2, 3, and 4 on emulators. I don't really remember them too well, and I haven't really played much beyond 7. Here, dude. All right. Oh, no. What happens when you jump in here? Good night, Anakin Skywalker. Ooh. Oh, you need a net, right? Alright. I'll leave you be for now. There we are. What is Vania on violin? Yoshi's Island. I never really played much of Yoshi's Island. I know it's on the SNES Classic, which I have. I guess it's on the emulator. Switch. Alright, have not been in this room yet. What are your favorite video gaming YouTube channels? All right, is that the big key? Yay. I did play, like the Yoshi's World games. The one that was on GameCube, and I played. We got Yoshi's Crafted World for the Switch. That's my daughter's. My daughter loves that game. It's a very simple game, easy for kids. I guess by when I say game, when I say video game channels, I don't mean necessarily channels in which I'm not really interested in watching people play video games. That's not really my thing. I mean, you're all here doing that, I guess, but it's not really my thing. But I mean channels that are more about sort of, video game theory or video game analysis, or I don't know. Like I love like Game Maker's Toolkit. I love that channel. I like channels like Video Game Historian, things like that. If there's more of that. Can I get to that room up there? How do I get to that room up there? Well, let's start by going this way. Vine sauce, okay. Macro meatball. Second win, okay. Yeah, 8-bit music theory is awesome. One of my favorites. Oops. I still haven't gotten the map, huh? Yeah, H Bomber Guy. Everybody knows H Bomber Guy. Yeah, yes, there be someone ought to do a video essay on plagiarism in the recipe world, because it's pretty similar to in the video, the video essay space in that, well, a lot of things that aren't quite illegal, but definitely sort of unethical going on. I missed a room down there, huh? Do I care if I missed that room? I think that room is probably just a map. I don't think there's ever any, I don't think there's ever any, like, hearts or anything in dungeons, right? As long as you got the treasure and beat the boss. Oop. Come on. All right, who do we got to beat here? Oh, a bunch of these little guys. Okay. Who doesn't know H Bomber Guy? Alright. I like Big Joel. Yeah. I like Big Joel. Yeah, I watch BreadTube, I do like Big Joel. I like Jose. Did you guys Jose just put out a video retrospective on the British version of The Office, which I thought was great, because that was my favorite TV show of all time, and it's an interesting show because in the 20 years that has passed since it's come out, well, there's a lot of sort of thoughts that I had that were difficult to put to words, about how well that genre of stuff has changed, and also sort of about Ricky Gervais in general, and I don't know, I guess like the meanness of The Office, or the just The Office in general. There's a lot of interesting stuff in the original British version that I've had different changing thoughts over the years. As I've changed as a person, my thoughts on The Office has also changed. I'm the man who cooks burgers. Yeah, cooking burgers is my thing. Alright, let's go back to this dude. What am I going to get done tonight? I don't know if I'm going to get all 3 of the Light World dungeons done. Maybe. I don't think it's necessarily that the comedy in The Office has aged poorly. It's more that Ricky Gervais has aged poorly. It's more that, like, you realize, like, the character that he was kind of portraying on the show is basically not... He didn't have to work too hard to portray that character. Let's just say that. Oh, good. Now we can get going. Alright, where are we going to go next? Do we go back to the town and do some stuff, or should we just go straight to the next pendant? Let's go straight to the next one. And I'm not going to bother getting all the heart containers. I'll just get the ones that, you know, the ones that make sense. What's your favorite, what is your favorite piece of equipment in this game? I would go with the hook shot. Who wouldn't go with the hook shot, to be honest? Can't remember if there's ever even a reason to do this. Great. I've never played Tunic. I don't know what Tunic is. Where am I going here? That way. Oh, I gotta go back to the town to get the book, huh? That's what I gotta do. Look at that, we just Robin Hooded. I shot his arrow with my arrow. Right out of the air. Look at that aim. Oh, am I going the wrong way? Where am I going? Yep, gotta go down. I love Star Fox. Yeah, Star Fox was a fun one. I haven't played that in a long time either, but yeah, I remember, you know, there's that asteroid you blow up and then you go into like some smiley face and you turn and then you have to beat a slot machine at the end. I can't remember. There's some wacky secret worlds in that game. I bet that's one of those games that is difficult to play. You know, 15 or however long. When did it come out? 95, 30 years later. It must be a hard game to play these days. You know, because there's only so much 3D you can fake with the you know, the Super FX chip on this SNES. I played the Star Fox game that was on the GameCube, but I don't think I ever beat it. They must be working on a Star. You know, one of these days, Nintendo's going to announce a new Star Fox, and everyone's going to go nuts. And it's probably going to be great, like all of their remakes have been pretty great, or reboots, I guess. Do a barrel roll, right? they'll make it. It'll probably be like an open world, open world space exploration game where you can go to like a zillion planets, and it'll take way too long to play. Wait a minute, I'm gonna at least go to this little place down here. I'll do this. I think there's a heart in here you can get, right? Bombs. I mean, this is definitely one of the best Zelda games. I don't know if it's the best of all time. I mean, whatever. What does best mean? But yeah, this is a pretty good one. Certainly the one that sort of defined the genre. The one where all the bosses are conveniently susceptible to the one thing that's hidden in their dungeon. Yeah. All right, I think I got another heart here. Great. I don't think I can go through here, right? I think this is blocked. Maybe it's not. Oh, there's an old man who's sleeping. I don't remember what you have to do to him. Is he one of the thieves? I can't remember. I've never played Maximo. Capcom games. I like Capcom games. I like, yeah, I'm a big fan of the Mega Man series. Big fan of, Street Fighter up to maybe Street Fighter Alpha. I don't really, I guess I played Street Fighter 4 and 5 as well, but I don't know. Street Fighter 2 was my thing. Oh, I hate those guys. Alright, is there something to do here other than just go straight? I don't think so, right? I think I just go straight here. Because I think that heart over there I get later by coming outside of the... Resident Evil, nah, I never played much Resident Evil. I played the first one a little bit, then I played Resident Evil 4 a little bit, I think, but no, did not really get into those. Never played Devil May Cry. Alright, I definitely don't remember this level at all. Other than it's full of levers. Which is what these guys are called. Levers not in the not in the mechanics sense, but in the Zelda enemies sense. Oh yeah, these guys. Can't remember. Can you kill them? Probably not, right? Maybe you can arrow them or bomb them? I don't remember. Yeah, should I go into a room? All right. Oof. Okay, can't do that yet. Does lighting this do anything? Of the Metroid series, I think Super Metroid and Dread. I don't know. Did I like Dread better than Super Metroid? I'm not sure. Super Metroid's just kind of a classic, but you know, it still has. Oh shoot, I'm stuck in a. It has some issues of being, you know, an older game. Like there's some things you're just like, well, I don't know, not telegraphed quite well enough. Like there's still some bits that are just like you just kind of have to know to be able to do them, where you have to, you know, buy the Nintendo Power Strategy Guide or whatever. Things that modern games generally don't do, or don't have problems with. I did enjoy all of the Metroid Prime series, the 3D Metroids. Um, yeah, I very much enjoyed those, and I liked the Prime remake. I guess it wasn't really a remake, but well, was it a full remake? I don't remember. It was, but you know, they HDified it, and I thought that was pretty swell. There, you know, Metroid Prime. There's a little bit too much backtracking. Sometimes a little bit too much. A little bit too much enemy respawning. I found it annoying how often how quickly the enemies respawn, and do kind of the exact same thing, you know, every time they respawn. No, I guess I don't need this. I don't know what Pal World is. No, what is Pal World? Oh, I think my wife just got home from Yep, my wife just got home from dinner, or wherever she was. She was at a party, I think. Pokemon with guns. Given, you know, I'm not a Pokemon player, and I'm not so into guns. That, I don't know. That doesn't sound too much like up my alley, but maybe I'd enjoy it. I don't know. Oops. Oh, there's the map. All right. All right, where am I going? It's not a huge dungeon. What's making that shooting noise? Oops. I don't want that. I want my... All right. That's it? Nothing else there? X-Files, the show you're talking about? Was it a game? I don't know. Yeah, all right. Mulder and Scully. Cigarette Man. The blue Uzi, black Uzi stuff, right? Yeah, I remember that show. Sure. don't think I'm supposed to go outside yet, right? No, definitely don't want to go there. Alright, I gotta go back to that room with the treasure chest. These early Zelda maps are not particularly complex, huh? Is that up here? Nope. Next one. Battlestar Galactica. Yeah, I mean, I watched the, I watched the series in the 2000s. I watched the whole thing. Yeah, I liked it. Yeah, I thought it was pretty good. Look at that, the Power Glove. Worst peripheral ever. Alright, so now I think I have to go outside and back in through the outside, right? That's what I'm supposed to do. Yeah, I've been meaning to rewatch Battlestar Galactica. I remember the space battles being pretty cool. Like the way the spaceships in it moved, very different from like how ships move in, say, Star Wars. Like they would like kind of swing around. They reminded me of when you played like Asteroid, the very old game Asteroid, and you have to turn your ship and thrust in one direction, and then you kind of float that way until you thrust in another direction. I guess it's sort of more realistic than the way ships move in Star Wars. Oops. Ouch. And I like Edward James Olmos. Oops. Uh-oh. What the? Oh, man, I get hit by a bunch of bricks. Well, good thing I can start right here. I knew I made a mistake when I was trying to knock him over. I should just do what I normally do and just dodge him, I don't even know if there's a reason to. Do I get anything from letting all these go other than seeing what pattern they make on the floor? Man, I was hoping to one light, just beat this whole game with a single life, but I got killed by tiles. I think that's it, right? No, I get nothing. All right. Who was the boss in this level? I don't remember who the boss. Whoop. The 3 worms. Oh, right. Jam. No, I'm gonna get killed by tiles again. Can I beat the 3 worms with half a heart? Probably not. Maybe. The show is critical of the... is this game a no, like the back of my hand game? No, I mean, I haven't played it in... I don't remember the last time I played it. It was probably high school. No, maybe I played it since high school, but... I certainly played it a lot back then, so in that sense, it's kind of no like the black. You know, like I, I'm familiar with where a lot of things are, but no, I wouldn't say I know it like the back of my hand. I know it well enough that anything in it, I would be like, oh yeah, like that's where that was, or oh yeah, this was where this thing is, but not like I can just run through it and say every secret is X in like XYZ place. I don't know if there really are any games that I know that well. All right. Were there any hearts here? I don't remember. Let's just go. No. Okay. Damn you. Let's just go. All right. Here are hearts. There are hearts here all along. Final Fantasy VII. I did not really like the remake um, of the first part of Final Fantasy VII. Yeah, I was not a fan. I thought it took out most of the elements of what I enjoyed about. I guess the combat elements that I enjoyed in Final Fantasy VII. Yeah, I'm just not into like action combat in RPGs. I find it makes the combat. I don't know. Especially in Final Fantasy VII, I thought it took out all the strategy, which is what I liked about the combat in the game to begin with. You know. What? 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 All right, this is gonna be the one. No more messing around. Time is it? All right, I got a little bit of time. Oh, nope, wrong button. Nope, wrong button again. Wrong button again. Where is it? There it is. There's too many buttons on this controller. Alright, can I bomb these guys? I can't remember. Maybe. Oh, I guess you can. I don't know how much damage it does. Oh, I guess a good amount of damage, huh? Not enough. All right. Final Fantasy VI Remake would be cool as long as they don't turn it into an action RPG. I didn't really watch Frasier, no. Taking my daughter skiing again tomorrow, so not staying up too late. Maybe another half hour. All right, let's head to the mountains, hey? Can I get up there yet? I don't remember. Or is that something you get when you're in the dark world? I can one shot. I remember I one shotted Kefka. Yes, I spent a good 20 hours defeating brontosauruses and tyrannosauruses in the forest, and I got every character up to level 99. I could beat. So I put a whatever it was that I had. Edgar was my strongest guy. I loaded him up with the Atma weapon in one hand, and I can't remember what the other one was in the other hand. But and then I had that thing that would let you take 4 turns in a row instead of just one, and so he would do 8 hits of 9,999 each anytime he hit any enemy, basically, as long as he was full on life. And so you could one shot Kefka with that. One hit from Edgar would kill him. In fact, I still have that cartridge sitting over under my TV with that, with that character build on it. It made the game very, very simple at the end. But it wasn't even that much time. I think the total time on that game was like 40 hours. And that was including getting every single character up to level 999. I do remember I played that game once. I was at a play date at my friend Eric Mattis's house, and we were playing that level where you can only use magic. You have the big tower with all the crazy cult members, and there's no saves on that level. You have to go all the way to the top. You have to beat the person, then you have to get all the way back down, and there's no saves. And I remember I was at Eric Mattis's house, and my mom called up and was like, I was supposed to go down at like 4:30 or something, and she called up at 4:30, and like we were almost at the boss at that level. So I was like, oh, I'm just gonna beat the boss, and then I'll go down. And so 15 minutes later, we got the boss and beat him, and then we realized I had to go all the way down. So my mom kept calling, and I was like, no, I'm like almost done, and I ended up making her wait until like 5:15 or something. Thank you. I don't name my guitars, no. I'm not good enough at guitar to name them. Yeah, I've played Chrono Trigger. I think we just talked about that. Can I go somewhere now that I got something that'll let me go into here? I greatly enjoyed The Last Jedi. Yeah, I went to the premiere of The Last Jedi at the in Hollywood, and got to meet oh man, meeting Warwick Davis was the coolest thing for me. Warwick Davis has been I've been a huge fan of his for years. All of his work from Willow to Star Wars to Life's Too Short, all of his stuff I've just loved. I just really loved him. I just remember it being completely awkward because at the time, I mean, still now, I guess I'm not too sure, but I didn't know how I was supposed to approach a little person, I didn't know if I was supposed to bend down or not. And I remember very awkwardly saying hello to him and taking a picture with him and shaking his hand. And he was there with his family. He was lovely. Meeting him and meeting John Williams were the 2 most exciting things that night. Even more exciting than meeting Mark Hamill. I don't know. John Williams, man, he is He looms large in my legend. I remember the Willow RPG on Switch, yeah, and I even remember the music from it. The music from that game gets stuck in my head every once in a while. Yeah, Willow RPG was a pretty good one. It was a tough one. Ooh, look at that soldier hiding in the bushes. Mortal Kombat. I mean, I played it in the arcade. I always thought the game kind of sucked, to be honest. Like the control, the gameplay, the tightness of the controls, the difference between the characters. It's like Street Fighter had it beat easily, hands down. As far as like precision and the sort of technique required to play it. Mortal Kombat was okay. Yeah. Maybe the latter games in the series were a little more fun, but I never used the centrifuge, the Spinzall, but Dave Arnold's a friend of mine. He brought one over to my house when I lived in California, and we played around with it a bit. He showed me a few things it could do. I never ordered one. There wasn't anything that I personally would use it for, but it's a really cool product. Dave is a genius, and if you're in the market for a home centrifuge, that would be I would go with it. Yeah. I'm just not in the market for a home centrifuge. Hey man. Sure. Oh man, yeah, I love those '90s LucasArts games. I was super into, Monkey Island was the the sort of graphic adventure that kicked it all off for me. Um, I- Monkey Island and Monkey Island 2, but yeah, Full Throttle, Day of the Tentacle, great games. And then of course all of the Star Wars games, X-Wing, Dark Forces. I do remember. I remember when Dark Forces came out, and I got it, and like I was just like, you get to like shoot stormtroopers, and that was also one of the first 3D games that the level design felt like the places were relatively real, whereas like it's like something like Doom or Quake, or I guess Quake was after that, but something like Doom, like or Wolfenstein, it's like why would anybody design a place that looks like this? Whereas Dark Forces, it's like they had oh cool, they had like mine shafts, and they had like elevators in places where it made sense to have elevators, and yeah, I enjoyed Dark Forces quite a bit. You get to fight the Dianoga. You get to fight a crate dragon, and then you get to fight basically like a Terminator at the end, I guess. I've never met Sola in real life. No, she worked at Serious Seats for a little bit after I was not at Serious Seats anymore, and from what I understand, she did not have a good time there. But I don't really know what went down there. What went down? Yeah, I don't know. It was surprising to me because, well, I don't know. The folks I know at Serious Seats are all good folks, and Sola also seems like seems like good folk. So yeah, I don't know. But sometimes good people can have disagreements, I guess. I don't know the full story of what happened there, and I don't want to speculate. Okay, I don't remember exactly where I'm supposed to go, but we'll figure it out. I'm not like insulted. I just saw on the chat that's what someone's a game dev here, and like I've been talking about video games. Like I hope I'm not haven't like insulted any games that someone here has worked on. You know, everything I'm talking about is just personal preference, and I do feel there. You know, there's a lot of games that I think are high quality that I just personally am not into because they're just not my style. You know. It's like not everybody likes my food, you know. That's all right. Yeah, I've been meaning to make a video about my knife collection. That'd be an easy video to do. You know, I've got ideas for a lot of easy videos to do. I just never execute because I just don't run out of time. But like, yeah, I've been thinking about doing a video on my knife collection. I've been thinking about doing a video on like, you know, it's like I've got a lot of tools at home, and there's some that I just turn to all the time, and there's some that I've had a long time. So I thought a good video would be, you know, here are 20 tools that I've had for, you know, 10 years or longer that I use all the time that have never let me down. Like, I feel that would be a useful video, right? Something like that. Or even like, you know, updating some of my old Serious Eats or some of my old Food Lab stuff, like, you know, essential pots and pans, essential pantry items, things like that, that I just don't have time to do it all the time. Oh shoot, I need to plug my phone in. Hold on one second. It's gonna run out of battery. All right. What I need to do is like, if I want to make some of these videos, I need, you know, I guess I need to at some point just like hire some people to help because I'm a one-man show, so I even making the simple videos I do takes time and effort, and it's not even my main job. You know, it's like my main thing is writing books, and I'm trying to work on a new one. So making the videos takes time and effort, and it's not always. I don't always have that time and effort to work on it. It'd be, you know, if I had like a very small team, that might make things easier. I do have people around in mind. You know, the part I need to do is I don't know, talk to my accountant and figure out the best way to hire people to do these kinds of things, or the most effective way to hire people, a cost efficient way, tax wise, to do these kinds of things. You know. I'm just like allergic to thinking about money though, so wish I didn't have to make it. Lots of people have offered to help me. The other thing is I don't like to take free help. You know, people offer to do things for me or say like, oh, I'll edit this for free, or I'll do this. It's like I don't like to take free help. I don't like to ask people to do things for free, so I never really accept those offers, although I do appreciate them. I greatly appreciate them, but I don't accept them. All right, is there anything else I need to do before I go into this place? I guess I can get this. Oh, I need the Master Sword. Okay. Is there anything over here? Probably missing something or other. Bunch of Tektites, I think, right? Yeah. Alright. Alright, let's beat this one. And then we'll call it a day. We'll beat this one, we'll sing a song, and we'll call it a day. I like to end my streams with a musical interlude. Although I've had a cold, so I don't know if I can sing. I don't care. I like singing anyway, whether I can or not. It makes an imitation of a sound that Link makes. I don't know if I can imitate Link. Ooh. Nah. I never understood what these guys were. Little crystal balls on stands. They remind me of if you watch Willow the movie, at the end when he's in Bavmorda's room and the little table comes to life and starts walking around and attacking him. That's what these things always reminded me of. Even though I guess they look a little different from that, but. I did not watch the TV series. I really wanted to, and then when I finally found the time to, they took it off Disney Plus. What the heck is that? I've never played Elden Ring, no. Oh, I can't even go in there yet anyway. What kind of games do I like? I like all kinds of games. Including this one. Oh. Matt Mardigan. Oh, man. Val Kilmer. I was sad to see, hear what happened to him. But I was glad he was in the new Top Gun, briefly as he was. A number of years ago, he was pretty, or not, I don't know about pretty active, but he would pop up in Reddit threads sometimes. And I remember once he popped up and said he made one of my pizza recipes, and so I chatted with him a little bit about pizza. That was pretty cool because I was a big Val Kilmer fan. Enjoyed his work in Willow. I enjoyed his work in Real Genius. Oh, more of these tiles. Damn you. And this time I think I do have to wait. I don't know. All right. The Saint. Yeah, I like The Saint. Yeah, yeah. I remember that one. I saw that in the theaters. That's Val Kilmer. Is it Elizabeth Shue in that one? Alright, I'm giving you magic as an indication you're supposed to do something with magic here, like that. Alright, so I just go up, 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 right? Oh, this is one where you go up, 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 and then jump into the pots to get to the basement, I think. Alright. If I remember right. And the boss of this one I remember being very, very annoying because he knocks you down. How am I? I'm doing good. How are you? Ugh, I hate them. I hate them. I've played video games since I was, yeah. I mean, there have been video games in my household since before I was born. And yes, I've had every Nintendo system, since the year they came out. So I got, my family got a Nintendo, the original NES. I guess it was 1980. I remember 85 or 86. I guess so. I was 6 or 7 years old. I was born in 1979. Before that, we had a ColecoVision and an Atari 800. And then, then we got the Nintendo, then the Super Nintendo. Then in college, I bought myself a GameCube. Nintendo 64 we never owned, actually, but we rented it. That one came out right before I went to college, I think. So my family never bought it. But then, my friends had it in college, so I played it a ton anyway. No, wait, that can't be right, because I definitely played like Majora's Mask at home. And now maybe you know what, my sister got a Nintendo 64 when she was my older sister, she's 3 years older than me. She was in college. She bought a Nintendo 64 and brought it home. And so I would play it like during college when she was on break from college and brought her Nintendo 64 home. I think that's what it was. No, I definitely played all those games. I must have had it. But yeah, I've been, and before that, when I was younger, I also played games on like Mac, so we played like Crystal Quest and Dark Castle and games like that. So yes, I've always been I was a gamer before the term gamer existed. Nobody called us gamers then. You just played games, yeah. All right, let's go after the big bug, huh? Did I already get the treasure chest in this one? I don't think I did, huh? No, do I have to go down to the basement to get it? You fall into one of these. Is it that one? Yep. Pikmin is a great series, yeah. What kind of humor am I into? I'm into all kinds of humor. Dry humor, I don't know. Like, my favorite movie is Ghostbusters. One of those guys. Worst thing I've ever eaten is overcooked balut. Like overcooked fertilized duck embryo. It was basically a baby duck with feathers and a beak and bones and stuff inside a shell that was overcooked as hell in the streets of Cambodia. But I hate this guy. It was one of those things. Oh, come on! It was one of those things where there's a guy selling balut from he was walking down the street with like a wooden pole across his back, and on one side he had like a steamer hanging from it full of balut, and on the other side he had like his little table and chair set up, and so you had to stop him, and then he would set up the table and chair, like a little plastic table and chair, put a tablecloth on it, and then serve you a balut, and then just stand there while you ate it because he had to go on to the next customer. And so he told me I didn't want what he had. Like, he knew I was not going to be into it, I guess. Or he assumed I was not going to be into it, and I assumed he was wrong. And there was like a couple of old guys sitting on the street next to me playing dominoes. And so, there's a few people watching and like waiting for me to give some kind of reaction to it, and knowing they were, oh, damn it. And they knew I was going to give All right. I got to remember to push the switch that makes that thing turn. So if I fall down again, I don't fall the way all the way to the bottom. But they were waiting for me to give the exact reaction I gave. Well, there is the big chest. The exact reaction I wanted to give, which was to, you know, spit it out, but I didn't. And I kind of forced myself to choke it down. And it was not pleasant. It wasn't even like the fact that it was a duck embryo and that it was like you know, that it had bones and feathers on it. Like that wasn't the thing that made it terrible. It was that it was overcooked and like it just tasted like really like sulfurous overcooked egg. And I don't know, it just turned me off. Anyhow, he served it with you know, the herb, what's it called, fish herb. I can't remember what it's called in rau rau, maybe in Vietnamese. I can't remember what it's called, or in Thai. I don't remember what it's called. Served it with a ton of that and a ton of pickled garlic, and I just kind of loaded up on the pickled garlic and you know, tried to cover up the flavor as best I could, and I got it down. Anyhow, that was the worst thing I've ever eaten. Damn it! God damn it! Does the guy reset every time you fall down? Or does he at least... I think he does reset, right? Ugh. Oh, I like century eggs. Century eggs are very different. Century eggs don't have that overcooked egg flavor. No, century eggs are good. Nope. Damn it. He does reset, I'm pretty sure, because I've hit him like 5 times now and he's still pretty slow. I didn't finish Prince of Persia, at least not. I got a little further on my own, but I kind of put it aside for a bit. Felt like the game was going to be too much of a commitment, to be honest. And every time I got back, like it's one of those games where I could, you know, I only play games maybe once a week now. I felt like every time I started playing that game again, I had to relearn all the controls because they're so complicated. Like there's so many moves in it. I stopped playing Prince of Persia. I'll finish it at some point. All right, here we go. I think this is it. Getting close. No! Fuck. That bastard. All right. This guy, like, he frustrates me in the way that, like, Dark Nuts did from the first Zelda game, where it's like they move in a way that is slightly unpredictable, but they just kind of suddenly turn at you and do a ton of... Well, this guy doesn't do a ton of damage, but he just knocks you into the fucking holes. Feeling frustrated. Disappointed. And I'm going to go get a fairy. This is the most annoying boss, I know. I remember being annoyed as a kid, and I remember being annoyed now. Because it just, yeah, well, I remember it because it's currently happening. What do speedrunners do about beating this boss? Like, do people completely wreck their speedrunning just because they get knocked into the pits with this guy? Is there a secret that I'm missing? No. No. No, 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 no. Oh, no, no. Okay, okay, okay. No! These headphones are comfortable, yeah. God, how many does it take? All that for a rupee. I want a heart. But putting it in the gap between the middle platform and the edge, you can do that? You can control where the boss goes? So like over here? It's not like he follows you around, right? It just doesn't he just go kind of random? Okay, is that gonna help? I have a fairy, right? I do have a fairy, I think. Yeah. There we go. All right. All right. Next time we'll go to the we'll go get the Master Sword. All right, I'm gonna go to the bathroom. Then I'll come back and play a song, and then I'll say goodnight. All right. What are we gonna play today? Oh, I haven't moved my capo since the last time. Ooh, yikes! That does not sound great. What should I play? All right, let's play. We're in Seattle. I'll play some. This is Death Cab for Cutie. Love of mine, someday you will die, but I'll be close behind. I'll follow you into the dark, no blinding lights, with tunnels whose eyes are white, just our hands clasped so tight, waiting for the hint of a spark. If heaven and hell decide that they both are satisfied, illuminate the nose on their vacancy signs. If there's no one beside you when your soul embarks, and I'll follow you into the dark. Forgot some of the chords and words. Catholic school, vicious as Roman rule. I got my knuckles bruised by a lady in black, and I held my tongue as she told me, son, fear is the heart of love. So I never went back. If heaven and hell decide that they both are satisfied, illuminate the nose on their vacancy signs. If there's no one beside you when our soul embarks, then I'll follow you into the dark. You and me have seen everything to see, from Bangkok to Calgary, and the soles of our shoes are all worn down. The time for sleep is now, it's nothing to cry about. We'll hold each other soon in the blackest of rooms. If heaven and hell decide that they both are satisfied, illuminate the nose on their vacancy signs. If there's no one beside you when your soul embarks, then I'll follow you into the dark. And I'll follow you into the dark. All right. Good night, everyone. See you next week. I think I'll probably play again on, I don't know, maybe Thursday. All right, good night.